So, I was looking for different TCG companies during this time to partner with or to potentially start an IP with. And I was talking to a few of them. Um, I talked to Flesh and Blood. Like I was like, wow, what an incredible brand. Like I thought the IP was incredible, and I love what they're doing. And it just felt like it was like Magic the Gathering world view of how you know that they were presenting their cards, and I thought it was really cool. Really great people that I talked to over there, and I talked to MetaZoo. I talked to Mike Waddell, and and then he told me his IP about cryptids and the world of cryptids and keeping them in all in this universe and
Yeah.
building this universe together. And that just resonated to me immediately. I was like, this is more of a world that because I'm more if you choose if I was to be able to choose between Pokemon, the world of Pokemon, world of Magic, two massive worlds in the TCG space,
Yep.
I'm definitely more Pokemon. You know,
Makes
I
sense.
respect Magic, but I'm definitely more Pokemon, and I like how Pokemon built their IP and like the they're like it's like you got movies, TV shows. Magic is really game based. It's very strategy based. It's not really about like the movies and like the TV series and things like that. And like
Pokemon hit
the
the
other
mark. Yep.
Pokemon is like you can build like so many verticals of business, and and it really touches so many people's hearts and minds. So I felt like MetaZoo had the same kind of trajectory, and then I partnered with Mike, became a co-founder of MetaZoo, and launched MetaZoo to scale to a larger audience, and and saw that business and saw that IP and the community grow in an extraordinary way. Uh, you know, like happy to say our gross revenue was like over $40 million in by the end of 2022. So
That's
as a
pretty
brand new
phenomenal for a new property. Yeah,
it
usually.
really is. It really is. And and the community is so just they're so excited about, the new cryptids that we're introducing, and the whole world of MetaZoo is just very rich and abundant of like very just very interested people. So that was really exciting to be a part of that. And all along this exciting journey into collectibles, into cards, because now cards became everything. Like before I was like toys and art and shoes and comics and vinyl and books and whatever. Now it's like 90% of what I care about is cards. Actually, 99%. Literally everything became cards.
Love it.
NFTs is probably 10%, no, maybe 20%. So 80% was cards. Um, and and then I'm writing my album. I'm producing my album, Hero Quest 1. And just figuring out how I want to build this IP, because whenever I think about my albums, I look at them as worlds. And previous to Hero Quest, I did Neon Future, and I did 4 albums under Neon Future and created this whole science tech music kind of conglomerate world that I ended up making a comic book with Tom Bilyeu with the Neon Future concept. But I love being able to build a universe like we did with MetaZoo. And so Hero Quest became its own universe, and MetaZoo supported Hero Quest with cards for the first year. So last year we did the 2 different sets of cards, and they were both successful runs, and really really happy about that, and really loving the MetaZoo community for supporting Hero Quest. And now we're branching off on our own, and Hero Quest will have its own trading card set and own universe. Because it's not a cryptid, it doesn't necessarily make sense with the MetaZoo world of cryptids.
Yeah.
Hero Quest is a fantasy world that that I came up with and wrote a 260-page book for the past year. Like this year, I wrote a book with Jim Kruger that's going to be dropping in 2024 with the first card set.
Love it.
So I'm so excited about this. I'm like, we talked about this, like creating IP is like it's like this is like something that I love, passionately love doing.
Oh, I'm so happy for you, man. And it's true, there isn't, you know, like growing up, everybody wants to, create their own worlds, and so few people get the chance to actually do that in
Yeah,
creating intellectual property that actually can be held in people's hands. And it's funny, I see a very direct correlation to the way that you're talking about the sealed vinyls and the vinyls that you're collecting growing up. Obviously over time music has changed. Everything is digital now. So people don't get to hold music anymore. But through creating things like this, you can actually bring that back in what is a new way for collectors,
yeah,
which I think is really fun, and maybe an unintended, uh, you know, happening, because that aspect of it is very exciting to me, because usually uh, it's companies that are launching intellectual properties and not the
right,
actual artistic talent themselves. So
right,
that
right.
too makes this very interesting.
I think that's the thing with what happened with COVID is that, you know, there was there's a lot of brilliant ideas out there, but it takes a village to put it together. That's why these larger institutions can build these IPs because they have the money, they have the backing, they can risk the exposure of loss. And
Right.
a MetaZoo launched because it was like a crowdsourcing Kickstarter startup, you know? I mean, that's how it launched because they were like, okay, we need the community to support us because Mike Waddell was just him. And he got Kickstarter to support and let the crowd sourcing ability to see it. If you believe in it, it will happen. And
Yeah.
that's I love that. Okay, I love that. And with Hero Quest, this is based on my music, right? So I'm that's where like this there's a different uh there's a different kind of point of where it starts because like for me, I put my heart and soul, everything I got into my music, but I love collectibles. So now I can use my music as the platform, as the starting point to be able to launch something and really bridge between my fans in my global audience around the world and all the fun stuff we're going to be doing with that, and and the whole collectible card community, which is also massive. So you have like two different worlds, and finding this fun bridge between them is actually the most exciting part of all this,
Totally.
connecting.
I mean, you know this as well as anybody. You compare specific moments and connecting in-person events to iconic collectibles. Nobody did it, really before mid to late 90s Pokemon with their promotional cards. They did drawing contests, they did send-in contests, they did tournament cards, all sorts of different things. And nobody's really done that for music. So that's it. I remember you're telling me on the phone the other day just the potential ways to integrate this with actual in-person concerts and things of that
Right.
nature.
Yeah, I mean, I learned a lot, not to digress here, but I have a AO Keepers community in the Web3 space. And the way we're able to reward people that join the AO Keepers community was by doing like in real event kind of rewards. So like, if you get to a certain level, you can come to shows you can come to like a certain amount of shows. And if you get to a certain level, you can make a song with me. So yeah. Actually, I'm on Hero Quest 2. There's two songs I made with two members of AO Keepers community.
Really?
So yeah, yeah, and
How-
and I became friends with them. They came to my studio, they come to my house, they come to my shows. We're like, and we're like, we're like friends. We're really good friends now. Like, and went from fans to friends and to collaborators. So I think in that same tone, that's exactly what I want to do with Hero Quest.